Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Halos in the Infield pregame show. I'm James, of course. Happy uh, and a pleasant Labor Day Monday to you, wherever you may be, whether you're out with your family or friends, barbecuing, out at the park or at the crib, backyard, friend's house, whatever. Um, Hope every day, especially this day, um, you're appreciated for your labor. I hope you are. Um, Hopefully your family does and your friends, the people that work, that have been at the same job for multiple years. It seems to be a theme with the workforce is people not working there for a year or more. So shout out to you that have worked there, more years than many. Of course, to the people that work at the Big A, the ushers, the concession stand workers, guest relations, all those people that really don't get mentioned. Um, Shout out to them at the Big A for all the work they do. Ticket takers, all of them. Shout out to all of them. Security force, Alex is, of course, at the Big A. So I guess thank them at the game if you can. Thank all the people that work at the Big A if you're going to the game tonight. Well, anyway, today, first game of the three-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, a real team will come in to face the Angels today at the Big A. First game coming up here at 6:38 on FS1 and, of course, Valley Sports West. And Messin 1 or 2 for the Orioles there in Maryland. Uh, Probably be a sweep by Baltimore. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, the first game of the three-game series coming up again at 6:38. And shout out, of course, to 714 Tickets. If you're looking for tickets for really anything, NFL, MLB, the NBA is coming up soon, as well as the NHL, so the Anaheim Ducks, rest of the Angel series, and then you have the local NFL teams and the college teams. USC is going to play on Saturday. The Angels will be home this weekend and, of course, this week. So great time to go to 714 Tickets if you're getting tickets like that. And also Beyonce's Renaissance tour is going on. That's a big, big thing that happened the other day. Shout out to her and her tour going on. I know Gwen Stefani's coming to the Honda Center as well. So put in that code HITI for 10% off of tickets in the checkout. HITI for 10% off. It'll help. Especially how expensive some things are nowadays. But the price you see is the price you're going to get. No hidden fees or surprises at checkout. So it's really great stuff there at 714 Tickets. Again, that code HITI. Number, of course, if you want to talk to their fine staff. They're very helpful to get you your tickets and the best seats available for your liking. The number is 714-842-5387 for 714 Tickets. Also, check out Noble Ale Works, especially for home games like today and the rest of the week. 1621 Sinclair Street, Suite B, Anaheim, California. Mention Halos in the Infield for drink specials and free parking there during Angel games. So if you get one of these from the bartenders there before the game, you're gold, because it's a buy one, get one free pint special after the seventh inning. And if you're parked there, you get a pint before the game. We have one of these by the bartenders. Really good stuff there. So it's a home game promotion for Noble Ale Works. Really, really good stuff right there for Noble Ale Works. Check them out there. Check out, of course, the Noble Ale Works Instagram page for their theme nights, and then the local food trucks that will be just outside there with tasty eats. Pizza, brisket, Mexican food, whatever the case may be. They have some really great barbecue going outside Noble Ale Works. So check out their Instagram page for the food trucks that will be heading there. So yeah, park there, walk over to the stadium. It's a really, really good walk, if you need to burn some calories like I do. Check out, of course, the flagship podcast of Halos in the Infield. They just did one today about Artie Moreno and that series against in Oakland. I wish the Angels were swept. And check that out on YouTube, and then wherever you find your podcasts at Halos in the Infield. So Spotify, Podbean, Apple, Google, and other podcast mediums. Just type in Halos in the Infield. Then check out Halos in the Infield, all the social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, and of course here on YouTube. So check all that out. No Oil Works, 714 Tickets, and find us wherever you can on social media. Now, let's look at the last series of these two teams. The Angels, of course, were swept 3 straight by the Oakland Athletics up there. And Baltimore took 2 out of 3 in the desert, where nobody knows your name. In Arizona, Baltimore took 2 out of 3, and that was really good for them. The standings for both. The Angels find themselves at 64 and 73, 13 games back of the West, and then 12 games out of the wild card. Very much a lost cause. The Baltimore Orioles, man, do I wish I was on their side. They have an 85 and 51 record right now. First place in the AL East, the best record of the American League. So they're really, really good right now. First place in the East. And looks like they're not going to stop. They won 2 in a row. They're 7 and 3 in their last 10. Meanwhile, the Angels are 3 and 7 in their last 10. All right, let's get to any transactions or whatever it may be. Let's see here. Well, some news coming up that Tim Salmon and Chuck Finley will be advisors for the Angels in the foreseeable future. So that'll be interesting to note. I really, like I mentioned in some group chat, I would love to see Benji or Jose Molina, because I know Yadier is going to work with the Cardinals, but it would be nice to see Benji or Jose come back and try to, help things out. And I hate this quote by Anthony Rendon today when Sam Blum wanted to interview him and give him an injury update. Anthony Rendon basically said, "No habla inglés today." Just an asshole, just a terrible attitude and mindset. And then he put his hoodie on and left. It's stupidity at this point. So Zach Nettle will go and rehab in Salt Lake City tomorrow. That's via Jeff Fletcher. Feel like I just don't want him to play the rest of the season and rest that back and the other injury he had. I just don't want that to happen. And I guess some free agency news for this season that's coming up. The Dodgers starter Julio Urias was arrested and charged with felony domestic violence late last night. An officer with LAPD tells ESPN and Jeff Passan. Urias is 27. He was released on bond this morning at $50,000. But he was booked last Sunday, and it's going to be interesting to see if he plays this season, the rest of it with the Dodgers, or will he be out like Wander Franco, and that will affect his free agency status. I know some people wanted him on the Angels, but it looks like it's not going to happen. The question of the day was a report card on Gio Urshela and how he did this season, of course, before the injury, horrible what was it, the pancreas injury? Or the pelvic injury, yeah. On that first base run to first base, yeah. That was really unfortunate to see for Gio, but I think he brought some leadership in hitting, and it was unfortunate that he could not finish the season here with the Angels. He was very durable until he wasn't, and maybe the Angels will sign him back in free agency. Who knows? Anywho, let's get to the starting pitching for the Angels and the Orioles. Starting pitchers today, Kenny Rosenberg will start for the Angels, maybe give 2 or 3 or 4 innings. And thank you, Fernando, for that information. It's kind of a long opener, let's just say that. Of course, he throws lefty, 6'1", 195 pounds, 28 years of age. He was drafted by the Rays in 2016 in round 8, 240th overall out of Cal State Northridge. This year he's been in 2 games. He has an ERA of 6.43, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, his whip at 2.29. Mostly mop-up duty for Kenny Rosenberg. But this is kind of his most important outing of the season being a opener, you would think. 82 miles per hour on the changeup, 91 on the fastball, 83 on the cutter, and then 76 on the curve. But he rarely uses his curve ball. He relies on the changeup mostly and the fastball. But rarely you'll see the curve, and rarely on the curve, and sometimes on the cutter. For Kenny Rosenberg, looks like he gets most of his strikeouts on the changeup. So yeah, that's definitely his pitch of choice this year. Remember, he's called up, I think, a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I want to say. Let's see here. No record for him. 9 hits given up, 5 runs, 1 home run last year, none so far this year. 7 walks and 7 strikeouts, though. So it's not really much expected out of him. His last appearance was against the Reds on August 23rd. Pitched a couple innings, gave up 2 hits and 1 run. Struck out 3 and walked 2. So that's the book on Rosenberg for that right there. Let's get to the Baltimore Orioles starter. And he is, of course, Grayson Rodriguez. Now, Rodriguez, he's one of those young pitchers for the Baltimore Orioles. Looks like he has a 4-seam fastball, cutter, slider, change, and curve. And his record, 4-3. This will be his 19th game. 5.03 ERA, 93 innings pitched, 97 strikeouts. His whip at 1.35. Good extension and good fastball velocity. Everything else is kind of below average. 97 miles per hour on the fastball, so that's his meal ticket. 84 on the changeup, 82 on the slider, 90 on the cutter, and then 80 on the curve, but he rarely uses that curve ball for Rodriguez. Okay, let's see what else we can find out about this gentleman. Looking at his pitches, fastballs middle in to the right-handed batters. Changeup is kind of low and away, and then the slider's kind of down and away. And the cutter, maybe a pitch he can get in trouble with there. It's kind of high and out. And then the curveball's right down the middle of the heart. I don't know if you'll see a curveball today. He might try to fool us with that. He throws righty, 6'5", 230, big dude, 23 years of age. Drafted 2018, 11th overall by the Orioles out of Central Heights High School. So a lot of things are relied on him for the future, definitely here with the Orioles and Grayson Rodriguez. Looking at his stats here, again, 4-3 record, 19th game going to be started today. 91 hits given up, 52 earned runs, 15 home runs, and 35 walks, and 97 strikeouts. Good walk to strikeout ratio, but the home run total is a little high, but not too high as others have been. And that's a tough division to pitch in, for any Oriole or anybody in that division. His last start was against the White Sox on August 28th. Let's see, he got the win, 6 innings, 1 hit ball, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. So he was really, really good. He did face the Angels earlier this year in Baltimore on May 15th of this season and got the loss. He went 3 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs given up, 2 home runs given up, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. I want to say that was the day Shohei was a cycle or a double shy of a cycle. I want to say that was that Monday. But I am not certain of that. Anyway, Grayson Rodriguez will be starting there for the Baltimore Orioles today against Kenny Rosenberg. So that should be interesting. Again, Rodriguez, one of their young, good pitchers. Before we get to lineups, so let's get to the future of this series. For the Baltimore Orioles tomorrow, Dean Kramer will start for them. He has a 12-5 record. He's going to be tough to face. And that's Reed Detmers going for the Angels tomorrow against Kramer. That'll be on MLB Network Wednesday. And all these games, by the way, at 6:38. Kyle Gibson, the veteran, will go for Baltimore, and then Patrick Sandoval will go for the Angels on Wednesday. Sandoval 7-11, Gibson 13-8, both with kind of high ERAs there. All right, so let's get to the starting lineups and all the matchups here. For the Baltimore Orioles, they have a tremendous lineup. They're one of the best teams in the league, of course, best American League team. Almost impossible to pitch around anybody in that lineup. I'll be honest with you. It might get ugly for the Angels. If it hasn't already, it's going to get worse. So Austin Hayes will lead off for the Orioles. He's the left fielder. Batting second will be Anthony Santander, the designated hitter. Batting third will be Ryan Mountcastle, the first baseman. Batting fourth will be Gunnar Henderson, the third baseman. And then batting fifth will be the second baseman, Jordan Westberg. He's off and on this year. Batting sixth will be Aaron Hicks, the right fielder. I bet he's happy to get out of the Bronx, and he's found a home this year with the Orioles, and he certainly has more confidence there with Baltimore. Batting seventh is Cedric Mullins, the center fielder. Not hitting as well average-wise, but he still gets on base, and he's still a pest. Batting eighth will be James McCann, the catcher. And then batting ninth is Jorge Mateo, the shortstop. And when you talk about the Orioles, they manufacture runs. They're one of the most amazing teams in the league when it comes to that. And looking at the stolen base total, Mateo leads the Orioles with 26, Mullins with 16. Mullins, though, was injured for a good 2 to 3 months, I believe. And he would have been very, very good when it comes to stealing bases. The best average hitter they got right now is Hayes. I guess that's why he's up there at 282. Henderson leads the Santander leads the Orioles with home runs in this lineup at 26. Fortunate the Angels are not facing Aldi Rutschman, the catcher. Usually he is a fixture in the lineup, but he did play yesterday against the Arizona Diamondbacks, so I did see him. He does a cool thing too. You'll notice maybe after every inning, he'll greet the pitcher before going to the dugout. So watch that for Rutschman the next couple of nights when he catches. I think that's really cool, and it kind of gives the pitcher confidence. They can greet each other, and then they go back in the dugout. It's really a cool thing. It's one of those little things, but it gives off great vibes. Santander, of course, leads the RBI total in this lineup with 79 RBIs there. All right, so that's the Oriole lineup. Santander, again, I think he's one of the most underrated players in the MLB. He's one of those great players, and he saves runs and he drives in runs. For the Angels, they'll lead off with Nolan Schanuel, the first baseman. Batting second will be Shohei Ohtani, the designated hitter. Batting third will be Brandon Drury, the second baseman. Batting fourth and on a hot streak right now is Luis Rengifo, the right fielder. Batting fifth will be Mike Moustakas, the third baseman. Batting sixth will be Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher. Batting seventh will be Mickey Moniak in center field. Batting eighth is Randall Grichuk, the left fielder. And then batting ninth, making his home debut, will be Kyron Paris, the shortstop. And congrats to Paris for getting his first hit on the weekend in Oakland. Right now it's the Shohei show. All the team notes here. He leads them in average at 304, home runs at 44, RBI 95, and then 20 stolen bases. Although I don't know if he's homered since he got shut down. He might have once, but that was it. Shut down pitching, that was. So I guess you have to really rely on Rengifo. It seems like he's hitting with more confidence lately, for whatever that means. But it's good for him. It's good for him. I know that. So looking at the matchups against Rodriguez, Ohtani is hitting 2-for-2 with a home run and 3 RBI. Rengifo's hitting 1-for-2. Theis is 0-for-1, and then Wallach is 0-for-2. So maybe I don't know if you'll see them later, but that's the matchups against Rodriguez. And for the Orioles against Rosenberg, nobody has faced him, but he's hittable. There's no doubt about that. Let's get to some scores around the league before we get to your comments here on YouTube. Right now it's almost 5:30, by the way. Let's see if there's, on this Labor Day, there's usually morning games if you're out on the West Coast. The games back east that start in the afternoon. The Red Sox trying to keep pace in that wild card. They defeat the Rays in St. Pete 7-3. The win goes to Bello. The loss goes to Davinsky, the former Angel for Tampa Bay. In Cincinnati, the Reds defeat the Mariners 6-3. Sims gets the win. Woo gets the loss, and Gibbet gets the save, his second save. In Arizona, the Diamondbacks defeated the Rockies 4-2. Corbin Kelly gets the win. For the Diamondbacks, Lambert gets a loss for Colorado, and then Sewald gets the save, his 30th for the Diamondbacks. Well, for him this season. A final 10 innings, the Blue Jays defeat the A's up in Oakland 6-5. Romano gets the win. He's back for the Blue Jays, and then Perez gets the loss for Oakland. In a tremendously important battle in the American League West and wild card, the Astros and the Rangers play their first game of the series today. The Astros won 13-6 in Arlington. The win goes to Montero. Sabores gets the loss for Texas. At Wrigley, the Cubs shut out the Giants 5-0. They'll be on the TBS Game of the Week tomorrow on Tuesday, so look out for that. The win goes to Still. He is 16-3 this year. He is probably the Cy Young Award leading candidate in the National League for Chicago there. Webb got the loss. Logan Webb gets the loss for the Giants. The Royals defeat the White Sox in Kansas City 12-1. Reagans gets the win. Schultens gets the loss for the White Sox. In San Diego, going on right now, bottom of the fifth, the Phillies lead the Padres 9-4. Of course, that's a rematch of the National League Championship Series from last season. So the Phillies on the right track there. The Pirates lead the Brewers 4-2 at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, top of the seventh. That's going on right now. The Twins and the Guardians in Cleveland in the bottom of the seventh. Get this, it's 18-2, Minnesota leading Cleveland. So they probably got that game. And, of course, the Angels and Orioles at 6:38, the only night game that will be going on tonight. That's kind of odd, you think? But, again, Rodriguez going for Baltimore, Rosenberg going for the Angels as a spot starter. All right, let's get to some comments and get out of here. R. Martinez mentioning, did the Angels lose yet? Not yet, but just wait till about 9:30. Marty Boylan, shout out to you, saying the sweep is on again, unfortunately, and that's probably the case. Marty also mentions Ohtani's agent said elbow procedure is inevitable. Will that mean he won't play the season out? I think so. Yeah. That would mean a shutdown. There was a report yesterday by Bob Nightingale, and I don't know if you want to trust that or not. I mentioned that on the I Am 6 Kicking It with Cruz show. Go check him out on YouTube. I Am 6 Network. Entertainment and Sports Network. There was talk about that, and yeah, probably in the next 10 days, Shohei Ohtani will be shut down, meaning he probably won't be available for the series against Detroit on the next homestand and the rest of the season. So if you want to see Ohtani, you got to go this homestand or up to Seattle the next week. That's what I think will happen. They'll probably shut him down for good. And I originally thought, guys, that the night that Shohei got the X-rays and they found out it was a UCL tear, I just thought he'd be shut down for the whole season then and there. He would not be hitting. And of course, some breaking news comes up where Shohei Ohtani was scratched from today's lineup due to right oblique tightness. So that's breaking news coming in from the Angels PR. Shohei Ohtani is scratched from tonight's lineup due to right oblique tightness. So there you go. The Angels will have to have a new DH, and hopefully we'll catch that before the night's over. Let's see about the lineup here. Yeah, so that's unfortunate to see. Marty Bolin says we will be lucky not to give up 10 runs tonight. Yeah, just think about the whole series. So there will be a new DH. The Angels will have to scramble and find a new one for tonight's game with Shohei Ohtani again being scratched of tonight's lineup. I bet FS1 loves that. With right oblique soreness. Tightness, soreness. It all hurts. Marty Borland says, bring in Trout to DH. He should be good. He can't even, I'll bring a fan out there. Find the biggest guy out there, the biggest softball player you could think of, Marty, at the game today, and just let him play. Or since it's Labor Day, have one of the ushers go out there and be the designated hitter. That would be fun, wouldn't it? All right, so I guess we're good out of here. Again, Shohei Ohtani, the breaking news coming up here that he will be out of tonight's lineup with the right oblique tightness. So the Angels will find another designated hitter off of the bench, and we'll go from there. Marty says, why not get the oldest usher? They probably work right down or right behind home plate, those first base ushers, those first level ushers that don't have to walk so far upstairs. I feel bad for the really old ones that have to work, upstairs. Especially when the Dodger fans are there. I hope they move them to somewhere else, like be in the club area or something. Not to get the rowdy Dodger fans. Yeah, that would suck. Anyway, that's been Granny True Crime comes in. Shout out to that podcast. You got to check that out. Again, don't listen to it late at night, or if you're brave, do it. Oh, it's fun stuff. I mean, if there's a category out there for true crime, housewives will find it. There's no doubt about that. They will come up with ideas to use their house knives. Grinding True Crime comes in saying, is there a chance we could catch Oakland in losses? Ooh. You know what I was telling an A's fan yesterday? I was saying, well, with the Angels sweeping Oakland, or the vice opposite, Oakland sweeping the Angels, they should do what the BCS did back then, if you recall. If a 3 beat a 2, they would just switch, in the polls. They should really do that. By the way, the last weekend of the season, I might go to the September 30th game with an A's fan that we know, grinding Terry. I got it in the car, Williams. He wants to go to one of those games. Not the first, though, because the Raiders are playing in LA. I might go to that. But the 30th, I might be there. There is, of course, fireworks that night. And some other promotion. Let's see. Oh, team photo if you want that crap. Yeah, that's on Saturday. Let's see. Grinding. Oh, yeah. Let me look up losses. So 73 and 96. That's what, 23? So, shoot. If the Angels lose out, basically, they could catch them. It's a possibility. Oh, somewhat of a possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 25 games left. So the Angels would have to go on a monumentous a big losing streak, and the A's would have to get right, and they got right against the Angels. So there's a chance. There's a legitimate chance. I mean, if Shohei's being shut down and Mike Trout isn't coming back, and it's just those young kids out there, other from Moustakas and Escobar, there's a chance. Why not? Why not tank for it all? Grinding also mentions, bro, did you hear about the latest one? Dr. Phil makes an appearance, and also there's a nasty twist. What? Oh boy, I used to watch that a lot. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me with Uncle Phil. Yeah, Dr. Phil. Excuse me. Marty saying Artie owning this team is a crime. It feels it feels like it. There's still that stuff with the FBI and the city, the former mayor with Anaheim. There's still that stuff, the FBI, but Artie probably will get bailed out of that. There's no bond out of that, but it's not a really good thing. Grinding True Crime saying, dude, I'm there as the clown. Oh, that night, yeah, that would be something. I think Terry would get a kick out of your outfit there. If you don't know, Todd Fox will come dressed as the Halo Honk, and the kids will love it. Some kids won't. Some adults will love it. Some adults won't. They were scarred from from childhood. They had a bad birthday party or some movie with clowns, and you saw some housewives and some husbands like, oh, no, 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 no. Every time the Halo Honk would walk by, and his number, of course, I love. Marty Boylan saying, wait till Silseth becomes a serial killer after getting nailed by that ball in the head by Cabbage. The twisted squid is the first victim. At this point, let's spice up the season, right? Marty always the savage, and he's showing it here in the comments. Grinding mentioning this lineup is super ass, and these stupid ass coaches can't teach shit. And it seems like whatever comes here, they ruined. Marcus Thames will ruin Shanuel. All the new guys that came over, like Grichuk, he had a great average, in Colorado, and maybe it's because he played in Colorado some games, but it seems like when he came to Anaheim, all that went away, and that's why he wasn't picked up by waivers. That's all I could think of, honestly. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let everybody tune in to the Bally Sports pregame or the FS1 pregame. Grinding, mentioning thoughts on Urias, aka Cyclops. I gotta think he's not going to be able to pitch the rest of the year. He'll be away from the team, kind of a Trevor Bauer situation, which is a big loss somewhat for the Dodgers because, they are getting Buehler back, but it's addition by subtraction for the Dodgers. They did get Lance Lynn, which really helps them out. They have the young guys with Miller and what was that other pitcher? Not Lefty Grove, but Michael Grove. He wanted to say Lefty Grove because of that pitcher way back in the day. But Urias seems to be done, and that will definitely affect his free agency status. This offseason was supposed to be very interesting with the free agents, with the two. With Shohei, of course, and Urias. But you figure Urias would get signed back by the Dodgers. But now, I just don't see him pitching for the rest of the year. Maybe out next year. Or maybe never again. Like the Trevor Bauer situation. Maybe he's done for the rest of the career because he's now a alleged repeat offender. So, yeah, he's done. I'm pretty sure Todd Fox will have a lot to say about that, among other things, in the Todd Fox postgame show. Don't forget to watch out there, y'all. It's going to be a good time. Listen to his monologue. Get your comments in. Get your phone calls in. Maybe Artie Moreno will call in tonight. And cheer us up somehow. We can't get any worse than what we are, and we're at the bottom. And somehow we got to get high. Marty mentioning Urias can spend his ass in jail, that rat. And Grinding True Crime says, Grinding True Crime says good points, and I thank you for that. And hope to see you soon, as it is football season in the NFL, in college. But the Rams will start off with Seattle opening week on the 10th. Of course, my Raiders will start off in Denver. Chargers are against Miami in Inglewood, so football coming. Don't forget to go to 714 Tickets for your ticket needs and put in that code HITI for 10% off. 10, not 5, but 10 for all of that. If you're going to one of the Angel games, be sure this homestand to go to Noble L Works, get you some suds, get you the this pint, buy one get one free pint special. It's really, really good stuff here. Make sure one of the bartenders gives that to you when you pull up there before the game. And after the 7th inning, you'll be able to get you a buy one get one free pint. So you and a friend or whomever, definitely go there for that before a game at Noble L Works. Great, great stuff. Marty, Granny True Crime mentions Broncos gonna suck. Marty says, "Is it honkish to buy postseason tickets?" I think it's honkish to even ask at the box office. Hi, are postseason tickets available? Hi, when can we start buying those? Is it October yet? Grinding says, "I got the Raiders. Payton will be one and done with." Oh, Sean Payton will be one and done with Wilson at quarterback. You never know. It's a lot of money they're tied up for so many years with Wilson. Marty's saying, "Hey, Todd, I'm a Broncos fan." Oh, man. Seems like there's a lot of Bronco fans. But, yeah, good luck, Marty. Opening day, I'm hoping to somehow watch that somewhere. I'm not paying for the Sunday ticket thing. I'm hoping local bar will have it. It's going to be fun. Granny says the Broncos will be in last place. It'll probably be the Raiders this year. I just don't know about Jimmy G and everyone else there. But yeah, Marty, I guess try to go to the ticket office or call the ticket office and then try to get postseason ticket. Try to ask. See what the hell happens. Maybe we should call one day. Maybe on a show or a podcast. Call the Angels box office and ask, "Hey, you got any of those season ticket or postseason tickets?" I see what the response is. Now, I know the people might answer the phone and say, "Well, unfortunately, sir or ma'am, this team isn't going to make the playoffs, so there won't be postseason tickets available." So maybe you'll get that response. I don't know, but we should record ourselves calling the ticket office. That would be something. Marty says, "Yes, that's called winning." Definitely not by winning. The Angels are not. Marty says, "I'm ringing direct to Roger for them." Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, call I don't even want to say the words. Call the Sports Lounge show and say, "Hey, where can I get some postseason tickets for the Angels? You know, I'm really liking this direction of the ball club." I mean, really kiss their ass. Ay. Imagine that. Again, the breaking news: Shohei Ohtani will be out with right oblique tightness, and the updated lineup. Sean Newell will lead off for the Angels at first base. Brandon Drury will be the designated hitter today. In right field, Rengifo will bat third. Moustakas will bat fourth at third base. And then batting fifth, Logan O'Hoppe, so he moves up. Batting sixth will be the new second baseman, Michael Stefanik. Batting seventh will be Mickey Moniak in center field. And then batting eighth will be Randall Grichuk, a left fielder. And then Kyrie Paris will bat ninth at shortstop, playing shortstop. So that's the updated lineup for the Angels. And what I've seen on Twitter, a lot of people agree with grinding where this lineup is horrible, pathetic. But that's what happens when you get rid of a lot of people and you get nothing for them back. Only the Angels can make these stupid ass moves, you know? It's mind-boggling. It's everything that can go wrong kind of has. Injuries, bad performance, and then bad moves. Definitely the thrill is gone. Whatever thrill we had earlier in the year, like B.B. King said, the thrill is gone. It's no point even getting mad at them anymore. It's like, we know you're going to fuck up. We just know. We know you now. We've known you for a while now. We know what's coming next. Or thrill us with something next. I dare you. Just move the team or something. Sell the team or something. Already, do something. Do something even more drastic. Well, anyway, that's the post-game show, or the pre-game show, I wish it was. The pre-game show, check out Todd Fox for the post-game show there, and shout out to everybody in the comments, R. Martinez, Marty Bolin, the savage person he is, and then Grinding True Crime. Marty's saying, this year has been tough for sure, but thank goodness for the HITI crew to get us through it, and how. I usually, before I joined Halos in the Infield, at this time of year, I was already done with the team. Just thinking about it, since 2016, after June or July, the games are over. The season is over. The games don't mean anything other from the giveaways. So I wouldn't even follow them much. But because of Halos in the Infield, I have to follow the team. I have to report on them. I have to do my research on them. And it feels like a job, but it's gratifying just because getting comments like yours, Marty, and thank you for that. And I think the HITI crew thanks you for that as well. You've been amazing in the comments all year long, in the pregame, in the postgame, wherever you've been. I think you called in once too. So thank you to you among all the fans for tuning in. It's been really good, despite the team's sad performance on and off the field. It's just been bad. We're going to get through this together. I know I won't be available the next 2 days, as I mentioned, Grinding True Crime, but I should be available the rest of the week and Monday. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to get out of here. Pre-game show, again, Ohtani's out with oblique tightness. New lineup is out. Check our Twitter and all the social media we have on Halos in the Infield. And again, check out the post-game show with Todd Fox. Everyone take care. Go Halos. Let's not get swept. Yeah, right. Bye, folks.